Here we are with
Jude Nelson, Stacks Foundation.
And
Wiley, Stacks Foundation.
Okay, you both ready? Who's brave enough to go first?
What Bitcoin prediction have you made in the past that was totally wrong? That Bitcoin was a scam. I read the white paper, and when it came out, I looked at it, and it didn't seem real. I didn't see how it would be useful. It just seemed wrong. For about 5 years, it took me to change my thinking and really come around. And once I turned that corner, here I am today.
Let me ask you a quick pivotal.
Yeah.
A quick question. What was pivotal for that switch?
Education, honestly. Just reading more about it, seeing what other people were saying, and then following along what they were doing. Just seeing how it was growing. Of course, I saw the things that were happening like places like Silk Road, and that really colored my early opinions of it. And then I started seeing how it could be used outside of those activities. And that's what really changed it, just education.
Jude?
Bitcoin would fail in its purpose to be money.
Want to elaborate?
Sure. It's not money. That doesn't need to be. It's something more. And that is why it's valuable, and that's why it will continue to be valuable. I, like Jesse, thought that Bitcoin was an elaborate scam, a ruse, some hopeless, ideologically naive person's idea of how money should work that could never possibly work once rubber hit the road. But then I met Muneeb Ali, and we were classmates at the time. He went off to form One Name, and he found a way to use Bitcoin for purposes beyond financial use cases. That's how the first version of DNS worked. That was the core of the block stack system. And that is a non-financial use case, and it's highly valuable for the things that it can provide. If Bitcoin doesn't even need to be money in order to succeed. Just the fact that op return exists is sufficiently good to make it valuable, because that can form the backbone of so many peer-to-peer services that are themselves valuable.
Marvelous answer. Yeah. Your turn?
All right. If you're a developer, what got you into Bitcoin development specifically? How did you get started? I think I just answered that question. I'll say it again. I knew of Bitcoin by the time I got started. I thought it was a cute idea, but I didn't think it was going to go anywhere serious. But when I met Muneeb Ali, he showed me how to use Bitcoin as a way to do, in this particular case, how to do something akin to DNS on top of Bitcoin, how to resolve names to public keys and to, not even IP addresses, but names to public keys and to arbitrary data you might stuff into a DNS zone file or something else. That's useful. Like, the global authentication is a hard problem. Like, no one wants to use Google sign-on, unless you want to use Google, but I mean, not everyone likes Google. I was struggling with this problem actually for my PhD thesis at the time. And what got me started with Bitcoin was, I heard Muneeb was working on this hard problem, and I thought, hey, I actually could use this for my thesis. Maybe I should go work for him for some time, see if I can get some ideas from that, start using it to finish my thesis project, and never looked back since then.
Excellent. Jesse?
Mine is much less interesting. I was working at Amazon at the time. I got a call from the folks over at Blockstack. They needed someone with my skills. That's how I got started. I was interested in Bitcoin, and I was, buying some here and there and, reading up on it, but I'd never done any programming with it until I came over to Blockstack and then eventually the foundation here. So it's not that interesting.
They made it cool when you answered, basically.
Yeah. I mean, since then, though, I've been doing a lot of cool things. Like Jameson Lab, he has this great tool called Satoshi.info. Essentially, it's just a fork of the Bitcoin source code with metrics for various things, like block times, for example. So we can track how long it takes for a block to arrive. But it's all written in StatsD, and I took that personally. So I rewrote it to use Prometheus because that's what we were using at Blossack at the time. And there's always opportunities to do things like that. There's always ways to improve it and do what you want it to do. And I still continue with that ethos.
Well, thank you guys.